It started.
All right! I'm glad it started.
I'm glad it started too. So this is another podcast. KTC
You know, we don't
Podcast.
ever promote our podcast. So I don't think anyone's listening. Do we have views on our podcast?
I don't know. I didn't check.
I don't ever check. We should really do a fan page
We should start checking.
on Facebook.
We should do a fan page.
Well,
Maybe
you send me
fan
the
page.
banner.
Fan page coming soon.
I feel like you just shook your head as you said that.
I did not shake my head.
I'll make the fan page
I nodded my head.
in
Yeah,
in a horizontal manner.
No.
Whatever, dude. So welcome to whatever it is that we talk about. I'm trying to understand what we talk about. Because normally the one other podcast that I do with Jen and Matt, it's very sexual and drinking heavily and stuff like that.
Yeah, but this is mostly just you and me, so I don't feel like we need to be sexual.
I don't want to be sexual on this one.
No, we do drink every now and then. I mean, just beer.
Well, I mean, that's
We
very...
just drink beer.
No, but I'm saying the topics of conversation on that one are based around,
they're
that
based
lifestyle.
I think ours, we just talk about what we've been up to, and sometimes what we're watching, and sometimes
Just like random.
what we're working on.
You know what?
What?
Remember last podcast you talked about that movie with the girl who you have sex?
It
Is that what it's
follows.
called? Yeah, it follows.
Yeah.
I thought of the sequel premise.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
I've been waiting for we to do a podcast so I can just wow you with my writing ability.
I'm excited.
Pretty much, what happens is they weaponize it, right? Think about it. The one girl gets it, and she works for the government as like a special forces chick, or like just an agent, whatever. And then she realizes what's happened. Then she realizes that she can go and seduce targets, have sex with them, and then she can leave, and that target will eventually get killed by the thing, whatever, and no one will know. And there'll never be like an incident. Like, you don't need like a strike team to take them out quickly.
What if the dude like has sex again?
Damn it. Then the strike team comes in and takes out all of them.
Oh.
I don't know. Well, now you're blowing holes through my story.
I don't
But
know.
that's a
it
good...
might work. It could work. If,
Yeah.
Didn't Anthony send you like some TED Talks on how to tell a story?
Yes.
Maybe you should watch those.
I think I should. Recently had a meeting with a friend about working on some more short films for the channel and life in general. And I sent him a very rough draft of one of our ideas that we want to do. Like later that day, I went home and meandered around a bit, but then eventually got it going.
Yeah.
And later that night, he sends me 6 TED Talks, as a
response to your
of how to write a good story.
How to tell a good story.
And I was like, I messaged him back. Are you saying I don't know how to write? I feel pretty confident in my writing. And
I thought it was pretty good.
he said no. He said,
He just thought he would find it interesting.
It is interesting. They have the J.J. Abrams mystery box on there, which I heard about, which I think is awesome.
I've watched that TED Talk.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is a good one.
Because he never opened the box,
It's
right?
about mysteries and storytelling through mystery.
Tell them what happened?
About the box?
Yeah, about...
Well, it's basically... Okay, it's basically about how J.J. Abrams is super, super good self-control. I mean, he's got...
Yeah.
Because he was a kid, and he got this box, and it's called the Mystery Box. And it was a toy, or meant to be a toy, for kids. And the box said something like it could be anything inside of it. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
And so, instead of ruining the mystery for himself, he just invented what it could be in his head. And it could be anything. And he used it when he was when he wrote his stories. He invented what was in the box and used that in his imagination to tell his stories. And he never opened it because if he opened it, he ruined the illusion of what was in it. So he never opened it, and he had the box during the TED Talk to show everybody that he has never opened it. And I think that's pretty. I mean, I go to IKEA and they have the little stickers on things that say "Look inside," and I can't resist looking inside. I mean, I have to open the drawer or the cabinet or whatever and look inside. So, go you, J.J. Abrams, for not ever opening that box. Yeah. I have a bunch of useless toys because I opened them.
So I would have opened it.
Because I played with my shit,
Yeah.
I mean...
My imagination was my toy. Gross. My imagination was my toys. Like...
Well, yeah, it was like...
I bought toys and then set up different scenarios, and it wasn't always...
It was like the Toy Story kid.
Yeah. I was exactly like Andy. A very eclectic group of all these different toys, and they all play together, and some of them were bad one time, some of them were good,
Absolutely. They never had to be what they really were.
Yeah, because I totally definitely had one of those, like... Because in that movie, I like how the Piggy Bank is the pork,
Yeah,
he's a villain a lot of times.
The bank.
Yeah. And I think that's funny because he's just a piggy bank, but in the imagination world, he could be a villain or a hero. He doesn't have to be a bank.
Yep. It's cool stuff.
I like it. I don't know. You ever see... I don't know. That's all I had to tell you was my idea for the sequel to It Follows.
To It Follows.
Is that they weaponize
I mean,
it.
it's a decent idea if we can figure out how to plug all the holes. But
now I'm pondering, because he would just bang other hoes.
You would think. I mean, it depends.
It depends on how fast it gets to him.
Well, in the movie, it's pretty slow.
That's my problem.
But that's because the movie was creepy. I mean, your idea for the sequel sounds more of like action horror, almost.
Yeah, it would be.
And this movie is more of suspense horror, and so it's creepy and slow.
Yes, I like action.
Yeah. But I
don't know why I'm leaning like this.
I don't know.
It's kind of weird. Anyway.
Well, are you watching any new shows this season? Because premiere week was like a couple weeks ago.
I have been not watching shows. I've been waiting patiently for Arrow and Flash to come back, which comes back this week as we're recording. Yeah. And I need to catch up on a lot of things, but I tend to just go home and turn on Netflix and just turn on some cartoons.
I can't do cartoons.
See, I like cartoons because they're just so... I don't feel like watching a show when I get home from work sometimes. I don't feel like thinking. I just want to like decompress. Yeah. And so I put on like Justice League or Spider-Man.
I do the same
something
thing.
Like that.
My routine right now when I get home from work, I get home from work pretty early now because, anyway, I get home pretty early, so it's like lunchtime, and I make my lunch, and then I sit in front of the TV, and I usually end up turning on like $1 million listing New York or something. Yeah. On Bravo, and it's ridiculous television. I'm not a fan of it, but I get caught up every time, and I watch like 3 or 4 episodes of it.
Well, at my old job, when we used to have the green room and stuff like that, we would watch that kind of stuff. For some reason, when we had the channels. Yeah. You'd watch like either the home improvement channels, and you're like, man, look what they're trying to do to that kitchen for that amount of money, blah, blah. And then you start thinking, you're like, I'm like a carpenter. I can totally do this.
I could do it myself.
Yeah, I can do it myself.
Dude, I have so many house projects that I started and have yet to finish. Like, there is literally sitting next to you.
Me. There's the you in this.
Sitting next to Tim over there are some things that I picked up at Home Depot yesterday. Because I plan on using them.
What is it? It's caulk? 2 things of caulk?
No, one is caulk and it is black. Because I need it for the bathroom, because our bathroom color scheme doesn't work well with white, so I needed black caulk.
So you need black caulk.
Yeah, and then and then the other one is
your generic Caucasian
adhesive. Oh, okay. Adhesive. It's a glue so that I can glue a granite backdrop to the wall in the bathroom. Anyway, It's beside the point. It's still sitting on the counter. I got it this weekend to use, but I haven't used it yet. I plan
Along
on
with
using
this
it soon.
big thing of sugar.
Yeah, I also got that this weekend because we were running low on sugar, but it turns out that like running low on sugar still lasts a few days. It doesn't just go away all of a sudden.
What do you use sugar for? Like, what do you...
Bridget likes to bake.
Okay.
And so like she'll make desserts or breads and stuff, and all of them require sugar.
Okay.
But not large amounts. So our little bit that we had left is still
good to go.
Still good to go. Yeah, we made cornbread the other day using sugar.
What?
That's when I bought that sugar because I thought we were gonna run out of sugar during the cornbread, but we didn't.
Well, that's good. I don't own sugar at all. Also, I'm a single man.
Yeah, I'm married with a baby,
Who
so
doesn't bake.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have sugar in that case.
Not really.
I do. I have sugar. I have flour. I have all this stuff. Like
I got cereal.
Like Bridget and I wake up on a weekend and we're like, let's make pancakes, and we don't even have to go to the store because we have everything we need to make pancakes already. I mean, not that that's a lot, but it's like
isn't this like batter and like eggs?
If you make it from a batter, but no, we make it like flour, baking powder.
Oh, you start from like square one.
Sugar, yeah, eggs, milk, all that stuff.
I don't know if I ever told you this story, but there was a time when I was living with my ex when we were together. I was very much wanting pancakes, and I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna do all that. Like all that stuff you just said. That sounds crazy." So I went and just got the like batter mix, and all you gotta do is like pour milk in it or water or something like that. And so you pour it into the container itself, and then you screw it back on, and then you're supposed to shake it vigorously, it says, for like 30 seconds or a minute or something. And I'm shaking this thing, and I'm like, I want some pancakes, and did the whole thing, shaking, and like I'm like second 29, I was about to stop. It erupts, and just the cap just gets flung. I don't know how. It just explodes in my hand. I guess the built-up pressure or something, and it goes all over the kitchen, all over the counter, on the floor, on the cabinets, on the fridge. It went everywhere.
And what was this like?
It's the pre-mix, like easy bake. I don't know
for pancakes.
Yeah, you just mix it up
and you pour all the ingredients into the.
Well, the thing already has like everything set. You just gotta put liquid. You put water in it.
It's like,
and it just builds it all up, and it blew up. And then I only had like
when I was a
pancakes
kid,
I could make. So I still made pancakes.
When I was a kid, we always used this stuff called Bisquick. You remember Bisquick?
I think it's what it was. I think it's an easy Bisquick.
Okay.
It got all on my face.
Well, we always had like boxes
all my clothes
of Bisquick, and you just poured like a certain amount of Bisquick in a thing, and then added milk, and then
and then you like whipped it up, right?
And then you whipped it up. Yeah. So this one you poured into the actual box and shook it up.
Well, it looks like a pour. It's a container.
Okay, like a milk.
It looks
jug?
like a juice. It looks like juice. Yeah.
Juice. Okay.
I guess.
That sounds odd. I wouldn't have gotten that.
No, I've used it before, and it
worked
it
out
tastes
fine.
good. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I still wanted pancakes that week, so I had to go back and buy another one, and this one did not explode on me.
Well, that's good. Maybe the other one.
But it like got
defective.
all over me. It got all over the whole thing, and then for like weeks, I'm finding little bits of dried up Bisquick batter on the counter.
My wife is, who you know, is is one of these like all natural, make from scratch kind of people.
Yeah.
So we make all of our stuff from scratch, from cookbooks and stuff. So including baby food. We make baby food.
You make your own baby food?
We make our own baby food.
Let's just buy the baby food.
Because one, baby food gets a little expensive. Although making it's not cheap either, because you have to buy the ingredients for
it.
it.
You still gotta buy all that crap.
But it's kind of nice because you know exactly what your
baby's eating.
And I could eat it because it's like, her favorite right now is bananas.
Mm-hmm.
I just cut up a banana, put it in a blender until it's like nice and blended together.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a liquid. You don't even have to add anything else. A banana just blends into like a liquid, and you pour it into a bowl, and you feed it to her on a spoon, and she loves it. And I
That's
know that
pretty
she's
awesome.
only eating a banana. You know, that's all that's in there. And then we just did apples last night. Oh, she loved the apples. The apples, you have to steam them first. So we have this.
So they get like mushy.
We have this baby steamer, this baby food steamer, where you just cut up whatever you want to steam and put it in there and hit a button, and it steams it, and then you blend it up, and it turns into. It looks exactly like applesauce.
Would you take out? Do you have to like take out the core and the stems and all
Yeah,
that
you
shit?
cut up the apple and you skin the apple, then you have to core it, and then you can put it in there. And you cut it up into little chunks, and then.
Well, yeah, you get that apple little slicer. I love that apple slicer.
Yeah, like
You have one?
if
Yeah.
I had that,
Dude,
no, I
man.
don't have it.
You don't have it? I used to
No.
have two. I would have gave you one. I don't know where that went.
But no, I
think
had
it's money.
to. I had to cut it up and core it myself. It was and you have to peel it too, which I used the same thing that I used to peel like potatoes when I'm making mashed potatoes and stuff.
I just recently got this fucking avocado thing. This avocado scooper. I love avocados. I know I saw you have a bowl of them, and I'm like,
Well,
I
that's
can,
because we also feed our baby avocados.
She likes avocados?
Oh, man,
Dude,
she
your
does
baby's a
not
champ.
like avocados.
Oh, she doesn't?
Which is unfortunate because they're my favorite. She likes sweet potato, bananas, apples, and she's unsure but still eats the avocado. But she's not like everything, she opens her mouth wide and can't wait for the next spoonful. Except avocado, she's like chewing it in her
And
mouth
just,
or
like,
or
dribbles
mixing
it back out.
and sometimes it dribbles out, sometimes she swallows it and she just has this unsure look on her face the whole time.
Avocados are good when you throw some salt on them.
Dude, salt and pepper. I just like salt and pepper them and I eat them. Whenever
I can eat them.
Bridget and I
raw.
have a
Like that.
meal that requires avocado, I always cut half of it up into the meal and the other half I cut up and I put on a plate and Bridget and I eat it while we're cooking.
Yeah.
Because avocados are awesome.
Dude, I love avocados. My ex does not like avocados.
It makes no sense.
I don't know why.
It doesn't make any sense to me how you could not like avocados.
For real. It's so good.
They are.
Like I said, I just throw some salt and just eat it. Delicious.
Which ones do you
I
get?
put it on a
Do you get
Triscuit.
the little ones like I got?
Yeah, I get
those
the
are California ones.
No,
and
the
then,
hacienda. I don't know.
yeah, the Haas.
Yeah.
And then there's bigger ones that are Florida avocados, and
good.
they're just as good. They're just
My avocados feel like
it's harder to find good ones.
they just go bad so quickly though.
Well,
Like you gotta commit to eating avocados that week. I feel like.
oh yeah, if not that week, like just the next couple of days.
Oh, as I'm saying, like
'Cause-
I'll plan it out for like my lunch at work, and I'll try to like use maybe half in the actual meal, and then maybe half later that night when I
Absolutely,
get home.
that's the
'Cause they just
complicated
go-
thing about
Because I'll
avocados.
forget that they're there, and I'm like, oh, they're so mushy.
You have like a 12-hour
Yeah.
window where they're perfect.
Yeah.
and then you lose that. But you can't be like, hey, what are we gonna have for dinner tonight? Oh, let's have some guacamole and chips as a
Yeah.
snack for dinner. Okay, let me run to the store. No, because the avocados most likely are not ready for you to have them that night from the store
Why not?
either. Well, sometimes they are, but the majority of the time you go to the store, all the ones that were good for that night have already been taken, and all you have are rock hard, not ripe yet ones.
Yeah.
And so you have to be like, change of plans. We're having
Guacamole tomorrow.
in 2 days.
I do try to plan that out because I'm like, all right, I get like the really hard ones for later in the week,
Yeah,
and
that's
then I
what-
get the semi-medium ones, and then I never get the real squishy because that's just always bad. But you get like the ones that aren't so rock hard,
yeah.
and then you're like, all right, I'm eating these two tomorrow or tomorrow and the next day, and then these are good for like Friday,
Well, tonight is an avocado night. I got those 2 days ago, and
I want to eat them.
I got them
Kinda
2 days ago, and they're pretty good right now. One of them we're gonna save, and tomorrow we'll probably make it into baby food for Olive because
Try again.
well, they have to be overly ripe to be made into baby food because you can't have any chunks in it because she'll choke on those. I mean, she won't choke fully; she just like gags a little bit. But
You should get then.
Yeah,
It's actually I wanted that peeler so bad, that avocado tool, that I went to my Publix. They didn't have it, and I actually the last time we was here, I went off because I passed right by your Publix to go back to my place, and I was like, I'm gonna go in and see if they have it, and they had it, and I was like, I'm buying this Because you make so many things with it, man. You cut open it, you scoop out the stuff, and it has a little divider, so it does it perfectly into the pieces, you know. And then at the bottom of it, it has like a masher, so you can make guacamole with it. I think it's like $6.
That's
you should get that tool if
Maybe
you're making guacamole.
Maybe I should. I mean, I don't make guacamole too often.
I don't make guacamole ever.
Olive just eats them straight up, and I have to blend them, you know, until they're liquefied. And if they're not, like for example, you can't get sweet potatoes, which is another thing she eats, to the consistency without adding some sort of liquid. So you steam sweet potatoes, then you blend them up as much as you can, but it's still too thick to feed to a baby, so you have to add some sort of liquid. So whenever we add liquid, we have to add breast milk, because she's only eating breast milk and veggies right now.
10-4.
So
I was laughing during that, not because of what you're saying was funny. It just, in my brain, I remember us starting off with weaponizing
a curse, a
curse
sexually transmitted curse.
And then now we're talking about avocados and how you feed your baby.
And baby food. And it's getting, I mean, we can still talk about other things.
No, this was funny to me because
time.
We got plenty of time. I got nowhere to be. I got no life.
Dude, I gotta pick up my baby soon.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
Dude, I went to Food and Wine last night. Oh, so good.
At Epcot?
So good. Yeah. I just renewed my passes not too long ago.
Where did you eat? My wife and I went a couple weekends ago.
Well, this is the second time I went.
So this is the first time I've ever
Yeah. Well, I mean this time because I want to get that free. They have a free wine glass. I want the free wine glass.
But you have to stand in a long ass line to get it.
No, you just have to go 3 times.
Oh, you have to go.
You get the passport, you know, the normal passport, but on the back page, they'll stamp it and date it.
So you've gone
so you have
twice.
2 stamps. So I technically have gone 3 times, but the first time we didn't get it stamped in time because I didn't know it ended at like 7.
Oh.
I was like, why would you do that? Just end it when the park closes. But whatever. So I got the second stamp yesterday, and I went. And I've been to. I really liked Dominican Republic.
We didn't eat it, Dominican Republic.
It's like right in the beginning, and because the food that I got was the pork, and I felt like for the most money and the most food, that was pretty.
You got the most food out of that.
Yeah, I got the little dish. It came with pork, avocado. Avocado was in it, and it was really good. What was it, like a tomato or something? And then some other thing was in there too. But it was a big thing of pulled pork, a little bit of avocado, and a big thing of something else. I don't know. I just ate it, and it was really good, and it was filling.
You know what?
It was like $5.
Did you go to Japan?
I mean, yeah. I didn't go to that.
Not Japan, Japan, but the
little
food
thing.
cart.
No, I didn't
for
check
Japan.
it out yet.
They have like a teriyaki like dumpling thing that's like this dumpling filled with teriyaki beef or something like that. Oh man, it was good. And it's big. It's a little bigger than you expect it to be because like we started out going to Mexico and got the tacos.
Yeah.
And you get one taco.
Man. Yeah.
Tiny little taco.
Little thing. And the drink wasn't even that good either. We got like the margarita.
I only got beer at all the places because I was drinking beer and I didn't want to mix it up.
But I went to, but it sucks too because I went to one of the ones that aren't a country. There was like the cheese thing and like some good eat stuff. It's called or whatever. And I went to one of those and I got the New York strip and it's literally a tiny strip. And it was like $6. I was like, well, at least can I get like 2 little shavings? And it was you take 3 bites and you're done. I know you're sampling, but.
Yeah, it's
but compared to going to Dominican Republic and they're getting.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
They while Bridget was I didn't know this until we went to Disney with my daughter, but they have these baby centers at all the parks, and inside it's like this really nice luxury like place where moms can go to breastfeed, or there's all these really nice padded luxury looking changing tables for
nice.
You can change the babies, and there's playrooms for kids. And they have this kitchen with everything you could possibly need. It has like blenders to make food for your baby. It has diapers and wipes and like medicine and all
Really?
sorts of things. And you just take it. It's for you to use. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And I didn't know that they had this. But anyway, that's beside the point. Bridget was there with our daughter, breastfeeding and changing her and she was craving chocolate for dessert. So I had to go find a place that had a chocolate-y dessert, which is not that easy to find.
Well, they have a whole dessert thing.
Them,
Did you see the dessert?
No, I didn't see.
Yeah, there's a whole dessert
was it?
kiosk. Right there in the beginning. Right in the beginning of the showcase, man.
I missed that. So we went.
Come in and go to the
I was
left.
walking around like past Canada and England.
Oh, that's
and,
the wrong
and all
way.
that. And I made it to France, and France had a dessert that was a chocolate and vanilla little I don't know, French dessert. I don't remember the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's one where like they put sugar on the top and then like take the torch to it so that the sugar melts.
yeah.
And it's like a pudding
That's pretty
type
cool.
thing underneath. Anyway, I was standing in this long line to get this dessert for Bridget, and I've been drinking beer all day, so I'm like, I'm gonna keep drinking beer. But we're in the line for France, so I'm like, they probably don't have beer. They probably just have wine.
Yeah.
Right? So so I didn't see beer on their menu. So I got up, and I don't know if you've ever been, but all the people that work at all these stations are like from that country.
They're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be
Some
from
of them
that
are not.
country. But in the France section, I believe the girl that was serving me was actually from France. She had a deep French accent. And I asked if they had any beer. And she goes, "You stood in this line to just ask me if we have beer?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I want beer." And she's like, "There's tons of beer everywhere, and that's all you want from here." And I was like, and I didn't realize she thought that's all I wanted, but that was just the first thing I asked about. And I was like, "No, I'm gonna order like the dessert." And she's like, "So you just want the dessert and beer?" And I was like, "Well, you haven't answered my question yet.
Yeah.
Is there even beer here? Because
is there beer to be had?"
But eventually there was beer. And
so they actually have beer there.
they had beer.
So then why was she busting your chops?
I have no idea.
What'd she say? She was just like, "No, we haven't. I just was asking." That was my French.
That was
terrible.
I didn't even attempt a French accent, but yes, she spoke with a deep French accent,
Oui.
and and she did give me my beer eventually, and my chocolate dessert.
That's funny. I don't know why she was then just...
That was me. I'm sorry.
Kevin dropped something. I don't know why she was just like being... Not a jerk. I mean, she's having fun. But,
Yeah, no,
you know,
it was fun.
That's funny.
And it was fine, but yeah, it was.
You meet some funny people over there at the old Food and Wine.
Do you?
Yeah. I wish I had a good story to retell, but I don't.
Well,
I just know I've met people online, but obviously I was drinking.
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly. I just remember last year I went with my ex and her friend, and I was online for like Ireland or something like that, or Scotland. I don't know. Forget one of those. And I'm online, and it's like we're ready to leave, so we're like on the way out, and I wanted to get one last thing, and they're talking away from me. They're by some other thing. They're not even like looking at me, and she told me later that her friend was like, "Where's Tim?" And she goes, "Oh, he's probably making friends with someone." Which online, I met someone from my hometown in New York, or like just the town over, and we were talking. And it was an older lady too, like not even around my age, like much older. And we were just talking about some stuff. And at that moment is when I came up and I go, "Hey guys!" So she's like, "So here it goes. Where's Tim?" "Oh, he's probably making friends with someone online." "Hey guys, I just made friends with this lady from Long Island, and blah blah blah, and this and this. We're talking about the scallops and do. And she just turns and goes, "See, I told you." See?
When you know
I like to
somebody.
talk to people. I'm a people person.
Well, there you go. That's all you need to be.
Well, then that's what I'm going to be. And I thank you
I'm
for.
a little bit of a people person.
You talk to people when we go out.
I do talk to people, but I don't like when I'm in a line at Disney, I don't want to talk to people.
Well, it was like towards the end of the night. People have been there for a while, and we're all just like waiting, and something silly might happen, or something happens, and I comment to the person behind me, and it just strikes up a conversation. Because I comment on like silly things.
Yeah.
Like the other night, I went to go see Spamalot. To go see Chris Crawford and my buddy Donate Smith.
Chris Crawford coming soon to this podcast.
That's right. He does want to be on it.
Yeah.
And he was awesome. The show was amazing. It was so much fun. If we put this, if you put this on the internet soon, people listen to this around the time frame, go see it.
Go see it.
It's at Shakespeare. It's awesome.
I'll put this up.
But during intermission, where my seats were, I was real close to the exit, so I got out and went to the bathroom. I was like one of the first people, to go into the bathroom, and the line for the dudes just started piling up, right? And it's so quiet. I guess there was like no music. Like sometimes there was like music, or you hear the whatever, just because you're in a theater, so they'll pump the whatever, doesn't matter. So I get done, and the dude before me, he got done, but he just bolted. He didn't like wash his hands. I was like, yeah, that's gross. So I got done, and as I'm washing my hands, everyone's just staring at me, and I'm like, my fly's up, so nothing's hanging out, and I did not pee on myself, which is always a plus. So I don't know why people were just staring at me, and all I wanted to say was, oh no, there was a hint of music. It was very classical. That's what it was. It was very classical, but very soft. It was very soft, but it was so quiet. Like, the music wasn't loud enough to overtake anything that's going on, and no one was speaking, obviously, because it's the men's room. And I just wanted to turn to the guys waiting as I'm putting on a show, as I'm like drying my hands. And I just wanted to be like, this is pretty good waiting music, huh, gentlemen? Huh? And I didn't, and I feel like it's a missed opportunity, and I should have went for it. But there was someone,
Why were they staring at you?
I don't know. Like, it was weird because it was one of those bathrooms where you kind of like take the turn to get out, this little thing. So they look like a snake in that order, in this like L turn thing. And they all just like looking right at me. And I looked up and I was like, hello. Like, normally people would just like stand around, hands in their pockets, maybe someone's on their phone, looking at the wall, looking around. And one dude's waiting, like, anxiously. Because he's really got to pee.
Well, that's probably why they were all watching you, because they thought, man, this is the guy taking forever.
No, I was already done. I was like, yeah, whoever's up next. You go get it. But I wanted to make a joke, and that's me. But then you remember you're not supposed to talk in the men's bathroom.
You're not supposed to talk in the men's bathroom. So, real quick, I went and did a job in Fort Lauderdale with some guys that we work with. And on our way there, we stopped at one of the rest stops on the turnpike. And we were taking turns going into the bathroom because they didn't want to leave the car unattended because it had all of our stuff in it. And people were feeling like it wasn't safe, I guess, in the car. I didn't care. But I went into the bathroom, and one guy, Matt, was the last one to go to the bathroom. And on his way in, he found a black Leatherman tool on the ground on his way in. So he walks into the men's bathroom, a packed full men's bathroom at a rest stop on the turnpike, and he holds it up. Or no, Ryan, another guy that was with us, was on his way out, and so he holds up the tool. Matt holds up the tool, and he says, "Is this yours? Did you drop it?" And there was a guy in the bathroom, basically like bathing in the sinks, that said, "Oh, that's mine, thank you," and went and grabbed it. And I was like, when I heard the story, well, when Matt got back to the car, Ryan was like, "So, you made a friend in the bathroom, I see." And I was thinking, yeah, you shouldn't have spoken in the men's bathroom. No. Yeah. That was
That's not what you're supposed to do.
No.
There's a whole like animated short of like bathroom etiquette, and it's for the urinals and how you're supposed to leave the space between, and you go end, middle.
There was like a.
And it says you do not talk, and then the one dude does talk, and the space, he's too close to the other guy, and then it just turns, and then it's like a domino, because this gets worse, and that gets worse, and this happens, and that happens, and that happens, and then it's pure anarchy, and then at the end, it's the world is on fire, because some dude talked to some other dude in the bathroom.
when the first ever iPhone came out, one of the first games on the iPhone was this game where it was a puzzle game where you had to solve the puzzle as to which urinal you use in any given scenario. So basically it would have a row of urinals, and it would have like 4 urinals, and it would have 2 guys using the 2 urinals to the left. Mm-hmm. Which of the other 2 urinals do you use? And you use the one where the space is between you and the other guy. And it's so many levels, and it gets to be like so many urinals and so many people using them, and you have to decide which one is the most appropriate one to use. And it all had to do with how close it was to the exit, and how close it was to the sinks, and how close you were to the other people using urinals around you. Yeah. And it was a really funny game because you play that game every time you walk into a restroom with multiple urinals. You got to figure out which one is the most appropriate, like which one is not. Like, you shouldn't just, like, walk up, like, when there's a row of 7 urinals and one guy is using one, you don't walk up and use like the one right next to him.
Dude, I was playing the game all last night at Epcot. No joke, but it was even worse because since it's Disney, so there's 2 different stories. There's one where I picked the one urinal all at the end. It was all the way to the left. And I was like, okay, I'll go to the one all the way to the left. But they have the dividers. So it's not so bad. As long as you got the dividers, you're kind of good. Right. Because then you can, if it is packed, you can kind of, because you still got the wall. So you don't have the walls when you're totally screwed, I feel like. But one side of me had the divider, my right side. The left side had no divider in the freaking mirror. And I was like, I'm not going to pee and have the mirror right next to me. Yeah, no, that's weird. So I moved to a different one. And then the other one.
That'd be great if it was one of those funhouse mirrors.
They look all weird. And the other thing was so funny that I don't know, because now this day and age that we live in, there was no other urinals, and I was like, oh, the first 2 are for little kids, so you always want to leave them open. Some little kid comes in and he's got to pee.
Kid, especially at Disney.
So I started to go to the one right next to the little one, and I was like, and the other ones were free, and I was like, well, I don't want to be the dude who's peeing purposely right next to the little kid. I don't want to. I'm not a pedophile, so. I went a couple more over, and that's all I was thinking. I was like, no, you don't want to be that dude.
There's so many decisions you got to make in a split second when walking into a men's room.
Yeah. You got to assess the situation and then carry out.
It's tough. Man, life is tough for us. When you think about it.
I think it's first world problems.
For whatever. I imagine they have the same sort of problems.
Yeah, they just don't have anywhere to pee in general. I don't know what that means.
I mean, I'm not gonna go there.
It's too heavy for us.
Yes, a little heavy.
But yeah, so that's
funny.
Urinals.
Urinals, man.
Urinals. Oh man, I was at I think it's the old Club Paris in downtown Orlando. Did I say this story?
No. Were you there when it was Club Paris? It hasn't been Club Paris. Now
years. It's like Botanical Gardens or something. I don't
even know. I think it's like abandoned building.
No. There's still stuff in there because I was in that building because they were doing my buddy got us to all go to this like craft beer tasting thing. Okay. So we're all going, and obviously we're all drinking a lot of beer, so you eventually got to pee.
That's the idea.
So we go into the men's bathroom, and there were urinals, but there weren't stalls. Now, when I say that, I mean the actual stall portion, not the toilet. The toilet was there. So think of just the toilet, but no housing unit. Yeah, your mind just got blown. Exactly.
I'm super confused right now. You can't see my face.
Yeah, exactly. So in the men's bathroom, it's like urinal, space, toilet, space, toilet, space, toilet.
But
so no box, no enclosure. So the stall portion.
So nobody uses those.
Every guy who walked in there started laughing because they're like, and then one dude was just like, hope no one needs to take a crap.
You see the guy walk in and turn around and leave, and you're like, he's holding something back.
Exactly. But Yeah, there was no.
How uncomfortable would that be?
Super uncomfortable, especially if you're like ate something bad and you're really good doing some dirty stuff in there.
Dude, I barely take a crap in public as it is.
I can't. Yeah, I hardly ever.
I mean,
I don't know why. Well, I don't know. It's just,
I know why.
Yeah,
It's uncomfortable, but if you gotta go, you gotta go. But in that situation, I'd rather go in my pants and be like, honey, we gotta go.
We're out of
real
here
now. We gotta go home now.
But it was just so funny because you're just like, oh man, and that's just what it. I mean, like
wow.
That's just saving money, I guess. Or is that the first thing that had to sell out when the place went under? Get rid of the stall walls.
Maybe they were stolen.
Excuse me, sir. Did you come in here with these walls? Yeah, I did. Don't worry about it. Oh, okay.
I brought those in.
I got this door too. It's fine.
Some guy's house at home is it's nice and walled in.
Yeah,
walled in toilet. My wife's father, interesting fact, has a urinal in
his house,
garage bathroom.
Wait, he has a garage bathroom?
Yeah, because he likes to work on his vehicles in his garage.
So he doesn't want to go inside the house?
Yeah, because he's all dirty, you know.
Oh, yeah, copy.
Getting all greased up and everything, so you gotta...
Well, in the garage, you always have, like, the sink. The
big sink.
Yeah, the big sink with, like, paints and stuff.
Oh, he's got one of those.
So, no, I'm just saying, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I mean, I've never seen it. This is just, I've heard this through the grapevine.
I've seen it.
I've heard this through the grapevine.
I kind of would like a urinal if I could like build my own house or if I ever get a house. I would think it would be so
They're
funny.
so convenient.
Dude, so convenient.
I mean...
And I don't have to like pick up the seat if I have a lady friend, if I ever do find someone who wants to be around me longer.
I mean, I don't know how much goes into cleaning them because I've never had to clean one.
No, you just put the little urinal thing in there.
The urinal cake.
In the
they call it.
Yeah, the little cake thing.
The pink one.
Fine, yeah.
And that's good? That's all it means?
Sure. I don't know. I'm not a urinal cleaning expert.
I don't know either. I want one of these like flushless, like so to save water, you don't even have to flush it.
What? No. I've
never seen those. Like you don't even.
No, because I've seen the ones that use little water.
Little water.
Because they're the electronic ones, so you can walk away and then you just hear.
Yeah.
And then you're good, and you're like, oh, it's only a little bit. I guess it saves.
I know. I think about things that my daughter's never gonna know.
About urinals? Because she's a girl?
No, well, one, she's not gonna know about them because she's a girl, but she's not gonna know that when you use the bathroom in public, you used to have to manually flush the toilet.
Some places still do.
Yeah, but by the time she's old enough, you think that those places are gonna still be there?
You know what's crazy? You know what we don't know?
What do we know?
The chain hang.
Oh, I know about the chain, yeah.
No, well, I mean, like, not as predominant,
No, I mean, you never see
You had the big water box up top because they use gravity, and you just did the chain thing.
Yeah.
And then the water go down. Not us, man.
So we went to the Apple store this weekend to get my wife a new phone. She got the new iPhone 6S.
Mm-hmm.
Because she likes iPhones. I don't know why. And...
we just lost the other half of our viewers.
I love iPhones. So anyway, she got the new iPhone, and while we were there, we had our baby with us, obviously, because we don't leave her at home. the iPhone or the Apple Store employee was talking about things that my wife can do with her old iPhone because she has an old iPhone. We replaced it with the new iPhone,
mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Yeah, it still connects to Wi-Fi." So this can be your daughter's phone, and she can like play her games and apps on it, and it's a small screen and it's nice and for little hands and I'm thinking my daughter's 4 months old.
Yeah, she doesn't need a phone.
My wife's gonna have 2 new phones by the time she's old enough to touch a phone, right? I mean, she likes to play with my phone already, but not like push buttons on it or whatever. She's just fascinated by lights and stuff like that right now. But
I mean, I'm not a parent, but I feel like you need to wait for that.
Right? I know she doesn't need a phone. She doesn't need a phone.
I mean,
I need to know where she is at all times. I'm going to call her up right now, actually.
Yeah. She's like, I'm going to go right down the slide. It's like, you're not even going to look for the slide. Don't worry about that, Dad.
Absolutely.
No, because I went to dinner before the show, and there was a family that sat next to us, and the two little kids. The one was probably not even 8, maybe 6, 7, and the other one was like 13, and they're on the phone, on their little apps, or on whatever tablet or whatever, not a tablet. Like the iPad or a pod and stuff.
They all give them like iPads.
Yeah, they're sitting there and they're trying to play games, and the first thing she asks the waitress is, "What's your Wi-Fi password?" and all that stuff.
Dude, everywhere you go needs Wi-Fi now.
Everywhere does need Wi-Fi because I like Wi-Fi. I don't feel using my data, but I don't know. I just bring a book or
Kids
something.
don't.
I didn't need. I had a Game Boy.
But
when I was at the dinner table, they told me to put the Game Boy away. I don't know. Is it just easy to?
It is.
Is it easy
it's
parenting?
Easy.
I don't know. I don't mean to judge because I'm
easy.
not a parent. So
I do. I think it is an easy way out. And my wife and I talked about that. I was like, when I was a kid and I went out to dinner with my parents, I had to sit quietly at the table. I didn't get a device in front of me. I never had. I had a Game Boy, I think, at one point in my life, but I never was able to use it at a dinner table.
No, I was never able. No, I had one, but I was never. You bring it in the car ride to it.
Oh yeah.
But they're leave it in the car. You're not bringing that in the table.
No, and all I got to do was use the little crowns and color on the menu that they gave you when you were a kid. I didn't get a tablet to mess around on. I don't know. So my wife and I have discussed this, and we've decided, yes, Olive is going to sit quietly at the dinner table when she's out to dinner with us. She's not going to.
We'll see how that goes.
Well, we will see how that goes. I sat quietly. I was a good kid, and I think Bridget was a good kid. So I think Olive will be a good kid. So
hopefully, I think it's more about discipline. You gotta just I don't know. Well, if you act wrong, you take something away. I guess.
Well, then we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Take away the food.
Right now, she's 4
right now
months
she's
old,
4 months old.
She's spoiled, but that's fine. We like.
She's also
her.
4 months old. She doesn't.
I gotta go get her from daycare.
Go do
that. All right. Well, on that note, what have we talked about? We've talked about It Follows 2.
Yeah. Avocados are delicious.
Avocados are delicious.
Avocados. You make your own baby food.
And other baby food.
Epcot, Food and Wine is awesome.
We did. That was good stuff.
Urinals
and men bathroom etiquette.
Yep. And whatever the last thing was.
iPads for babies.
iPad for babies. There you go. Not a lot of movie talk in this one.
You'll enjoy it anyway. Now that you've listened all the way to the end to hear me say that, I hope you enjoyed it.
Unless you take that one snippet and put it in the front of it. It's so out of place. You'd be like, "Hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast." Yeah, you'll enjoy it anyway. Okay, I'll go back. That doesn't sound like that fits
I'll
there.
put the whole ending in there. What we talk about.
I hope so.
At the beginning. You'll know what you're in for. No, you won't, because I'm not doing that.
No, it's not happening. All right, everyone. Be good to each other. I don't know. I want to do something positive.
Love each other.
Yeah, but in good ways.
In good ways.
And have fun, man. Stay tuned until next time.
Yeah, we're going to do these quite a bit now, I think.
I think so, too. It'll be fun. And we're working on This Is Why I'm Single edits.
And look for our fan page now, because it's going to be
be
up soon if it's not already up before you've listened to this.
Well, it's probably be up before they listen to this, but it'll be up this week.
Well, it'll be up before they listen to it if they're listening to it because they found out about it from our fan page.
Mine blown. There we go. Well, have a good day.
On that note, we're gone. Not gone yet.